I don't remember exactly, 3 years ago, maybe, to San Jose.
Okay. And how
Yes.
was it? Did you enjoy your time there in San Jose?
Yes, yes, because my mother was living in San Jose. Right now, she's here in Argentina, but she was living in San Jose, so I went to visit her 3 years ago, and of course, I did some excursion when you go to the beach or I don't know volcano. I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember the name for uh,
Was
well
it,
some natural park reserve.
do you remember if it was Volcan Palas?
Yes, yes, volcano. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well,
Very beautiful. In what in in what part do you are? Sorry, my English is not good. I'm trying to.
no, you're fine. I live in southern Costa Rica. I'm about 6 hours away from San Jose.
Ah,
Yeah, so
okay.
I'm far away from the capital. But it's nice here. It's right now it's rainy season, so there's a lot of rain. Most of the day it rains a lot.
Hmm.
But it's nice, and I live in the mountains, so it's really beautiful to see the greenery after it rains, which is really
Hmm.
nice.
Uh-huh.
And it's coffee country, so what could be better?
Uh-huh. It's very hot, I think, or not.
um, no, um, no, not really. I mean, it does get warm, but there are areas where it's considerably
Hmm.
warmer. For example, if you go down to Rio Claro or Ciudad Nelly, then
Hmm.
it's a lot hotter there,
Ah, okay.
and you feel it. There's hardly any breeze, and so you feel the heat. It just feels like it's sitting right on top of you.
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
Costa Rica has a lot of varied, I don't know.
variety.
Um, Variety, yes, thank you.
Or you could say varied as well.
Varied, yes, varied of weather. I
Mm-hmm.
remember in San Jose, for example, is very fresh, cool,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe you go 1 hour to another city and it's very hot.
Yes. Yes, that is very interesting. It's that way if you are in let's see, Pérez Celedón, and from
Yes.
there it's pretty hot. It's like the middle of the country, so if you go from there to the beach areas,
Hmm.
you'll definitely feel the difference. It's very interesting. Or if you take there's a route here called this Cerro de la Muerte, and
Hmm.
when you're in the Cerro, it's very cold. You are very high up in the mountain, but if you come about an hour or so down the mountain, maybe 2 hours, then you're taking off your sweater and your scarves.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very big difference.
I remember that. Yes, I
Oh
went
wow.
to I went to Punta Arenas and another place. I don't remember the name, but very beautiful.
Did you by any chance visit Rio Celeste?
Rio Celeste, no, no. Rio Celeste, no,
Okay.
no.
Yeah, if you get a chance to visit Costa Rica again,
Yes.
I would suggest Rio Celeste. I know at least a few years ago when I went, it was beautiful. It's a part of the river that is sky blue. Uh,
Ah.
and there are parts of it that run alongside the river, and it's clear water, so you can definitely see the contrast between the sky blue water and the clear water. It's very interesting, and the waterfall. There's a waterfall that's with the river, and the waterfall is sky blue,
Uh-huh.
sky blue water.
Beautiful.
So it's
Yes.
yeah, it's beautiful, and you also have some thermals as well. You can go and sit in little natural thermal pools, which is really
Mhm.
nice as well.
Yes, I am seeing the Google Maps. It's
Hmm.
in the north of Costa Rica.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yes.
right there. So if you get a chance to it, it's one of those. It's one of the beautiful places here in Costa Rica to see.
I have a plan to go at the end of the this year, maybe if if my money,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Yes. Uh-huh.
if I have money, this is my plan. Because only I need to only pay for airplane because I have family there, so I have house to sleep.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. That actually makes things a bit better when you don't have to pay for a hotel.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, that makes it really nice. Okay, well, very good. Well, it's good to have you here, Gustavo. It's nice having a warm-up chat with you. Um, so I want to go ahead and welcome your classmates. A few of your classmates have joined us. So I'd like to welcome Obed. Hello, Obed. Welcome to class. How are you today?
I am fine, teacher. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Doing good. It's great to have you here in class today.
Yeah, I'm nice to see you here, and you are a good teacher. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining us once again. So, tell us once again, Obed. Well, just tell me how is your day today, Obed? Have you been having a good day?
Yeah, this is today. I'm very fine. I'm fine. Nothing new. Just hang out with my family, and maybe about 1 hour. Then come back my house.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like you've been having an interesting day so far. Good. Well, thank you for joining us once again, Obed. It's a pleasure to have you once again in class. Okay, and then let's go ahead. Let's welcome Oscar. Hello, Oscar. Welcome to class. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Carissa. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to hear that you're doing well today, Oscar. I'm doing really well today. Thank you. It's been a pretty quiet day, and I like that. Right now, it's raining. There's a light rain. And it's a bit chilly right now, so it would be perfect for sleeping if you had the opportunity to sleep. Actually, I did try to lay down for a nap a little bit earlier, but I was not able to sleep, unfortunately, although the weather was perfect for sleeping. So hopefully tonight when I'm ready to go to bed, then the weather will be like this and I'll be able to get a great night's sleep. All right, everybody. Well, again, I just want to welcome you all to class. Okay, for those of you who are thinking about joining us, now would be a good time to come on into the classroom. Please join us. We'd love to have you as a part of our lesson for today. All right, so as you can see today, we're going to talk about some news items. And in today's lesson, we're going to work a lot on reading. So I'll be listening out for your correct pronunciation of the readings that we're going to do. We will also be asking questions about some of the articles that we read in class. I'll ask some questions and then you can feel free to ask some questions in addition to sharing your opinion and thoughts on the different articles. Okay, so this is a good way to express yourself and at whatever level of English you are. Please don't hesitate. I'm here to help you, and you'll find that I'm not critical at all. I've learned a few languages myself, so I understand how that can be. So please feel free to just express yourself. And if there's a need for some corrections or some feedback, then we'll go ahead and do that in a nice way. Okay, very good. So in the news item, so first let me ask you how you receive your news. Okay, do you have a habit of reading the newspaper on a daily basis? Do you watch the news on TV? Do you read your news online? All right, so I'd like to find out a little bit of what you do. Okay, so let's see. Gustavo, you were first here in
Yes.
class today, so I'd like to ask you, how do you receive your news?
Yes, I receive my news every morning. I open 2 or 3 newspaper on the web, and so I read this new newspaper online. And this is my routine, and at the first hour in the morning.
For our teacher, you are close to our teacher. Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, the teacher is down.
Oh, our teacher is gone.
Maybe she was bad connect.
Yeah.
What's about this class? About what? Hello, my friend.
Can you speak a little louder?
What was this class talking about?
Oh, the teacher says that we are going to read some articles, and we are going to share our thoughts about reading the article that she gave us.
But I didn't see any paragraph on the screen.
Hi, good people. Hi, good people.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thanks. My name is Joseph. And you are, what's your name? Gustavo?
Yes, my name is Gustavo. Nice to see you.
You are, where are you from, Gustavo?
I'm from Argentina. And you?
Argentina?
You are
Brazil.
from Brazil.
Brazil, yes.
Yes.
Good tell me, the Argentina in this year, no? Oh.
Sorry?
Have you a football fan?
Oh,
Are
yes,
you
yes.
yeah.
Only on Mundial.
On the, yes, your team is very good. Messi is the best player, and I think you are going to see the end of this cup with Brazil, Argentina. Okay?
Yes, maybe. I don't know, because we need a team. It's necessary not only a one person extraordinary person. It's necessary a good team.
Yeah, yes. But okay, the
Teacher.
Well,
teacher.
it sounds like you guys are having a great conversation here. This is really nice.
Yeah, we are
Is it-
we are neighbors.
oh,
We,
really?
yeah, I'm from Brazil and Gustavo is from Argentina. Argentina.
Ah, yes.
Near.
Good. Okay.
Of course, the football of Argentina is better.
Yeah. So, these issues will be you will be a long time and ahead. This
Mhm.
discussion about that will be consumed a long time, and we have a discussion between two countries, which is the better, Pelé, or Maradona.
Well,
Uh,
but right now we have Messi. Right now
Messi.
we have Messi, so
Yes.
it's
Yeah. Pelé
Pelé versus Maradona versus Messi.
Messi is the past tense ago. They,
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, during this World Cup was the first time that I was able to see Messi play. I've heard about him. I live in Costa Rica, and so lots of people talk about Messi. Their Messi T-shirts. Yeah, so this was the first time I got to actually see him play. And yeah, he does play very well. Now I must say I don't know very much about the game of soccer. It's not one of the sports that I know much about, but he does seem to play very well.
Yes. He played very well, but I think that it's necessary that the whole team play very well.
Yeah, that's true.
Not only one person.
Right. So I like what you were saying before, Gustavo. It's not a one-man team or a one-man show. It can't be that. Okay, it has to be a team effort. Um, I'm just going to type that in the chat box so that you have it for future reference. Okay, so it has to be a team effort. All right, very good. So, soccer definitely is one of the top stories in the news today. In fact, I was watching the news earlier, and there were two games that were already finished, and there were two games that were at the halftime. Does anyone know who won today?
the first Brazil beat uh, Cameroon 4-1.
Uh, four, 4-1.
Yes,
Wow! At the halftime, Brazil was winning 1-0, and they won 4-1.
yeah.
Wow. What explosion happened in the second half of the game? Wow. Okay, I also read that was it Spain beat Australia 3-0?
No, yes. The end for the both of the teams. The cup ended for both of the teams.
Okay. And then I heard that the Netherlands, was it the Netherlands that beat Chile 2-0?
Yes, confirm. Yeah, I
Okay,
confirm.
confirmed. Okay, and
Yeah,
what about the Mexico and Croatia game?
uh, three, three, three to Mexico, or one to Croatia.
Okay. All right. Very good. Okay. Now, guys, when you're talking about scores, okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Okay. So, for example, you could say Brazil beat Cameroon 4-1.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
Or you could say Cameroon lost to Brazil. Okay. And then you say the score. Okay. So the score was 4-1.
okay.
How
Okay.
I can ask about this soccer, this match? How I can ask? How how do you like, or what's happened in soccer, or what's happened in matching? What the best
Okay.
question for about this match?
Okay, good. That's a great question. Okay. Okay, so you could say, okay, like I asked just briefly, if you are in a group of people, you can say, does anyone know who won or which teams? Let's say, does anyone know which teams won won in today's World Cup matches? Okay, there's your sentence in the chat box. Does anyone know which teams won in today's World Cup matches? Or if you're asking just one person, you could simply say, which teams won in today's World Cup matches?
This is when I ask about the result. But I want to
Yes.
ask about what's happening inside this matching. How I can see.
Okay, so you could, okay, so if you come into a room and there are people watching the game, you could simply ask who's winning, or how's the game going?
Yeah, how's the going? How's the game going?
Right. hmm If you want to know about a specific team, you could say, how is, for example, just whatever team. How is Argentina playing today? Okay, and it elicits responses like, oh, they're playing great soccer today, or they're playing terribly today. Okay, so people will describe how the teams are playing. Okay, good, great question. All right, okay, students, Elcio just joined us. Hello, Elcio, how are you doing today?
I'm very well. And you?
I'm doing good, Elcio. Thanks for joining us once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're having a conversation about different news topics, news items. And of course, right off the bat, one of the top news items is, of course, the World Cup. So we're just getting caught up on today's winners in the World Cup. Okay. So let me just ask this question, guys. So who has been eliminated? Teams have been eliminated from the World Cup.
I think it's Spain.
Spain.
Uh,
Can you write your question, please?
the next will be Chile.
Chile.
The next
Mhm.
Brazil will Rocky.
Brazil
Teacher,
oh,
what the meaning of eliminated?
eliminated. It means that they are no longer in the playing. They're no longer playing in the World Cup. They're eliminated.
Yeah.
I see.
Cameroon, Australia is practically eliminated.
Okay.
England too.
England.
England too.
Okay. So England has been eliminated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
United States will be
Was-
next.
Okay. So we've got some predictions.
Australia. Australia
Is eliminated.
Australia was eliminated.
Great structure. Good. Australia was eliminated. Okay. And you can also say when they were eliminated. They were eliminated today, or they were eliminated when they lost to. And you can say which team they lost to as well. All right.
Eliminated is still in World Cup or left the World Cup. Eliminated.
Croatia too eliminated.
Yes. Croatia. Okay, so
Croatia.
Croatia has been eliminated.
Has
Okay.
been eliminated.
You could say, for example, I'm going to type it here in the chat box. Croatia has been eliminated. Eliminated. Oh, excuse me, I spelled it wrong.
Teacher, how I can ask about what expects finally World Cup?
Okay, so So you could say, what do you think will be the outcome? Or if you want to know who will be playing in the final match, for example, you could say, which two teams do you think will play in the final? I guess it's a final match. Okay, so which two teams do you think will play in the final match?
What
Okay,
about you?
or
What do you think?
I don't know.
And the answer could be, for example, Brazil and Argentina are going to play.
Yes, you could say Brazil and Argentina.
Argentina and Brazilian, of course.
Of course, of course.
Because there's no doubt about that. Yes. Okay, good. So Brazil and Argentina, you could definitely say that. All right. Are there any other predictions? Any other predictions of who will play in the final match of the World
Ger-
Cup?
Germany
Ger-
and
One
Germany.
team,
And
one team, I think, is Germany.
Okay, so Germany.
and maybe Argentina.
Nigeria.
And the correct structure for this sentence is are going to or will.
Okay, so here it is. I predict that. Okay, so this is your prediction. I predict that Germany and Argentina will face off in the final. Okay, so that's one way that you can say it. Or instead of saying I predict that, you can say I think that, and then continue the sentence.
Other team that you will be in the last game, maybe Netherlands.
The Netherlands. So you think
Yes.
you think it'll be Germany and the Netherlands?
Maybe it's a win.
What is?
Okay, I think that's someone's cell phone, and so just make sure, guys, when you're not speaking, that you have your that your microphone gets turned off. Oh, the sound is so much better now. Very good. Oh, that's so much better. There was a constant buzzing, and now it's gone now.
No, teacher, that's me. I turn off my smartphone.
Ah,
Suddenly,
okay.
yeah, suddenly small moves walking.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, I'm sorry, Gustavo. I'm actually writing in the verbaling chat box, but I'm gonna just copy and paste in the other chat box. Sorry about that.
Thank you, because verbally is not working for me now.
No. Okay, there you go. Okay, so those are some of the questions that we typed on the other side. And then there you have it. Okay, very good. Are there any other questions about how to talk about the World Cup or how to ask questions about the World Cup? Okay. All right, very good. Okay. Let's move on to something else. I have a couple of news items that I could bring to the table. And then if anyone else has a couple, we can talk about those as well. I'm going to see if I can do a screen share, and then we can take a look at a couple of items. All right, so here we go. Okay, guys, please let me know if you're able to see what's on the screen.
Just yes.
Yes, you are. Okay, good. So I'm going to make the paragraph a little bit larger, and then we'll get a reader, and we'll talk about what you think about it. These are some short news items that I found in a recent magazine that I enjoy reading, and they often have Watching the World articles. Okay, so articles from around the world. All right, very good. So I'm going to ask Elcio. Elcio, can you please read the article for me? The first
Okay.
one?
Okay. The United Nations has proposed the possibility of more people eat insects. Very fun. As a way to combat malnutrition and in nutritional value and eff- efficient,
Efficient? Efficient?
efficient in turning feed into foods. Edible insects represent a promising alternative for the conventional production of meat. Egg, say a recent report. The documents recognize, however, that in some societies there is a degree of states for insect consumption. Man, this is terrible.
This is terrible.
Why?
Okay, so why do you think this is terrible news, Elcio?
I I will ask for a Mac warm burger in the future.
A McInsect burger. That's how you would say that. McInsect. With cheese and onions.
For me, it's a good idea. I think that the food is habit, or how do you say, custom? How do you say habit? Maybe.
It's a habit. Eating
Yes.
meat is a habit. Uh-huh.
Yes, there are many countries at the world that eat insect, and they live okay with that.
Yes, I would like a grasshopper juice.
This is
You know, you laugh, but it might taste very good. Grasshopper juice. It
this
might
is
be very
very nice food. This.
good. Okay, let's hear from Luis. Luis, what are your thoughts about eating insects as a replacement for meat? What do you think about that, Luis?
I think that it's not a good idea. I prefer eat hamburger, chicken, meat, not insects.
Okay.
But teacher, the article don't say a replace. Don't say that a way to combat malnutrition. I think that this is for people or country that don't have a good nutrition, or don't have food, or don't have money to food. I don't know.
But
Yes,
I think that
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I think for this kind of countries, there is a cultural reason also.
Okay. So, explain more about that. What do you mean, a cultural reason?
Um, if there is a country that they need eat insects, they don't eat these insects if they have a cultural refuge.
Okay, so yeah. So in some countries, for example, a cow is sacred, so they would not eat beef. So there may not be hamburgers or steaks in their country. Other countries hold other animals to be sacred, so they would not eat the meat of those particular animals. Yep, that's true. All right. Take a look at the article, the part of the article where it says high in nutritional value and efficient in turning feed into food. Edible insects represent, quote, a promising alternative for the conventional production of meat. Okay, so it does speak about being an alternative for the production of meat. So what do we think about that? That it's, I mean, could you substitute? Would you be willing to substitute a hamburger one day for an insect burger?
For example, using oats with hamburger. Oats.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Rats?
Rats.
Yeah, it's tasty. To
Rats. Wow, that's interesting. And actually, I had some friends who went to Malawi, and they have what they call it's rats on a stick. So it's like a kebab. I'm not sure if you're familiar with a kebab, but you have a stick and you place pieces of meat and vegetables on a stick and you roast it over a fire. Okay, and then you just eat the meat right off of this stick. Well, in some parts, they just put rats or rodents on the stick and roast the rats and eat them. It's a source of protein. It's not something that I would be adventurous enough to try. I mean, I would really have to be desperate for that to happen. But I can't turn my nose up at it because it can be a delicacy in other places.
Yeah.
Let's say hello to Ruben. Ruben, what do you think about that? Do you think that you would try? Okay. Do you think that do you think that you would try a plate of insects or a plate of rat? Rats? Ruben, what do you think? Rat kebabs. Rat kebabs. Okay, I'm not sure that Ruben is hearing me, okay?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was
Okay.
mute.
Okay.
What was the question? Please, could you please repeat it?
Sure. Do you think that you would try to eat insects or rats as an alternative to beef or chicken?
I would prefer an insect instead of a rat. I don't know, we're really discussing those animals. But I would prefer insects instead of rats, definitely. Yes.
Okay, so you would definitely try the insects, but not the rats.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Me too.
Okay.
So would you try the rats?
Would I try them?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think so. I would like to try. I do like to try interesting dishes. I admit that I am a bit adventurous,
No,
but
just
not.
just close your eyes, then try it.
Close your eyes and try it. Well, if you do it first, maybe.
Yeah, I do it. 1 month every 1 year.
I will say that when I went to Mexico, I went to a market and there was a section of dried insects, and I did eat a grasshopper. Now, I must say that I am a wimp. I could not pick up. I don't touch insects. I don't do very well with that. So to touch it, even though it was dead, I couldn't do that. But a friend picked it up and put it in my mouth, and I closed my eyes and crunched, and that was it. I didn't eat anymore. So I don't know that I mean, okay. Just want to remind everybody, when you're not using your microphone, please make sure that your microphone is muted, so that it cuts down on background noise. If someone served me a plate of insects with lemon, like you see in the picture, I don't think I would dig right in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that that's something that I would really want to do. All right, guys, very good. Good. So we've talked about this topic. Let's move on to a different topic. This is a different topic that I found.
Hi, teacher.
Let's
Sorry, one moment.
Yes.
When I was a child, I ate some insects, but I don't know in English. I will search in the Google. I will put the link for you.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me go to the chat box and find that. Just 1 second. Okay. I see a link here that Obed put in. So let me try that. Okay, insect summer camp. That's interesting. So this is an article from the University of Maryland. insect summer camp. And so you go and you look at insects to promote positive attitudes of students towards science by using insects as models to learn basic science concepts. Okay, yeah, that's good. I think as long as you are, just going to study insects, I'm definitely a fan of that. Eating them is something that's very interesting. Let's see the other link that you put in. Okay, yep, so here's a variety of different insects. Oh wow, there's an insect on someone's tongue. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if the insects were in sauce, a thick sauce, and I couldn't see them, maybe that would be better.
Yeah,
Okay.
with salad.
Um,
With salad, it's very nice. With salad.
with salad.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, okay. That's possible with salad, and maybe if you dip them in chocolate. Now, I might be tempted if you dip the insect in chocolate and gave it to me. That might actually be tempting. Okay,
But
so let's see.
when you are talking about insects, I think I feeling you hate that.
Well, no, just chocolate. Chocolate makes things better. Chocolate just makes things better. I don't know. Maybe I would be so distracted by the chocolate that I wouldn't realize that I was actually eating a bug. Wow. So Elcio, you put pictures of a few dishes of insects here. Wow, that just
This
I
is
think that
a queen of ants.
yeah.
I don't know in English the correct name, but in Brazil it's absolutely normal to eat this insect.
Oh, in Colombia
Wow.
too.
It's delicious.
In one part of Colombia, eat the queen ant too.
Yes.
Queen ants. And what do they taste like?
I
Um,
really don't try.
Are
But
they crunchy? Are they juicy? Are they
great,
are they sweet or sour?
people say
great.
that they are crunchy, and in Colombia, in one area, eat them because they think that it is aphrodisiac. Aphrodisiac.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I guess if you combine that with chocolate, that might not be a bad idea. All right. Well, very interesting. Wow. So it's like a peanut. Yeah, it does kind of look like a peanut. It looks like a peanut. Yeah. So can
Yes.
you imagine just if you're watching the World Cup and you have a bowl of queen ants and your beverages on the side? That would be interesting. That yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
with
guys.
champagne besides of queen ant is delicious.
Okay. All right. Well, if someone offers me that one day, a bowl of queen ants, maybe I'd be tempted to try that. I don't know. Wow. Wow. You guys have exposed me to some very interesting, interesting things here in class. All right. Very good. Let's take a look at another topic, and we'll see if it's also a hot topic in your countries as well. Let's take a look at the last article down at the bottom. I'm going to make the font bigger. No worries there. Okay, there it is. Okay, and let's see. Let's get some participation. Let's have Ahmad. Hello, Ahmad. Welcome. See
Hello,
if
hello.
Ahmad is. Oh, okay, there you are.
Can you
Good.
hear me? Good, good.
Yes, we can hear you, Ahmad. Okay, Ahmad, please read this article for us about the United States there. Go ahead.
Okay. A number of schools and universities are replacing textbook. Sorry, just because my netbook is very slow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why. Would you mind to skip me this time?
Sure.
Yeah,
No
sorry about
problem.
that.
No
Yeah.
problem. No problem. Let's see. Gustavo, would you mind reading that for me?
Okay. A number of schools and universities are replacing textbooks with electronic tablets. that are loaded with the necessary reading material, software, apps, and other media. Whether this is more cost-effective, however, has been questioned.
Good. Okay, it's been questioned.
Questioned.
Okay, there you go, questioned. Okay, now for me personally, when I was in school, we used textbooks. Okay, we just didn't have this technology. Okay, so what do we think about this? Let me first ask Jose. Jose, what do you think about tablets replacing textbooks in schools?
Here in Brazil, the schools, the primary and secondary schools, it has initiated this using this device, but and the copyright and the books are more used. The problem is the persons, the teachers able to teach the classmates to use this device. But I think in the short time they are using a lot of. In my opinion, in this time of the century, is necessary to begin to use the electronics device in classes.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you for sharing your opinion. All right. Let's hear from Oscar. Oscar, do you agree that it's a good idea?
Okay, I think the tablets is the future is going, but in school I don't agree to buy tablets to the small children, because the electronic devices is a really helpful things, but how you are going to control that the children are learning on specific items, for example, in an iPad. If you buy a textbook of math or chemic, you know that children is learning math or chemic, but with an iPad, they have the open world to know and to see and to watch everything. So for the little kids, I'm not agree.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your opinion there. Okay. And you express your opinion very well. Okay. Just a couple of notes. Just remember that when you use the word children is plural. Okay. So let's say it this way. So I don't think it's a good tablets. Okay, very good. Okay, so you just don't think it's a good idea. All right. Let's see. Let's get another opinion. Let's see. Let's have Elcio. Elcio, what do you think about it?
I disagree because the tablets and in school is a bad idea, it's a distraction for the students. In normal days, students are always many distractions all day to pay attention on the class. And smartphones is a problem in classes, also in work too. For me, I think it is a bad idea.
Okay, all right. So we have a couple that really do think that it's a bad idea. All right. Does anyone else think that it's a wonderful idea that children have tablets in school?
For me, it's a good idea because the books here, for example, it's very, very expensive. So in some case, there are a lot of schools that the children don't have books because they don't have money to buy. Maybe
One moment. The tablet is very cheap than books in your country.
I think that the tablet is you can use the tablet for 5, 6, or 7 years that you are in the school, and if you sum the books for this year, maybe it's more expensive because every year you need to buy a new books, and the book is very expensive.
Okay, I remember. But my daughter is 22 years.
Yes.
She's never
Yes.
studied.
So
I
maybe you can use this tablet for many years, and so it's more cheap in this case. I think that it's a good idea with some rules, like maybe install some software that control what this boy do in this tablet, can do in this tablet, or I don't know, maybe. And another rule maybe is to take note. It's necessary that the children, I don't know how to say, take note or resume, sorry, in paper. In this case, I think to read
Oh,
is okay. To
uh-huh.
resume, it's important to me that the boy write in the paper and practice writing. Sorry, teacher, my
Okay.
English. I'm trying to
Okay.
explain.
Yes. And you're doing just fine. So, okay. So, for example, you said that students. Let's use that word as well. Students could be required to take notes on paper.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So they could be required to take notes on paper. Yep, that's true. That's true. Okay, and you
Yes.
made an interesting point. You said that you can use a tablet for 5 to 6 years, but you have to buy books every year.
Exactly.
Okay, so on that point is true. Okay, tablets would likely last longer unless students drop them or break them. That is a danger. And also, you mentioned about cost. Okay, so if books are expensive, one of the problems or the issues with each student having a tablet is if they would each be able to afford to buy a tablet. Okay, so if a book is expensive, imagine how much it would be for a tablet. So maybe we can talk about that. What does an average tablet cost in your area? Um,
$600 an iPad.
Okay, yeah, so that sounds about right for an iPad, but you can buy simpler tablets, for
Yeah.
example. What's an average cost of a tablet that's not an iPad?
You can find different prices. For example, you can find one tablet in $100 to $150, like an average tablet. But
For a student, I think that with $100 or $200, you can buy a good tablet in order to read book. Only for that, to read books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like for a Kindle reader. Now that's interesting because I know when I was in school, we were provided with books. So we were loaned books for the year, and then we could give them back, or there was an option to buy books if we could. So maybe a similar program could be implemented. There are some programs where some companies donate computers. Maybe tablets could also be donated as well. Um, I agree that for small children, I really don't think that small children should have tablets. Now, if you're talking about middle school or high school students, I think they would actually have more use. Okay, but that's just my opinion.
Yes.
Let's see. Obed, let's hear from you. Obed, what do you think about that? About children having tablets?
Yes, teacher. Really, here in our country, we are providers schools, and our student free free tablet for the schools. But we have two options. What the best way to take him about is textbooks or tablet? I think textbooks uh, is very the people the student you can't wearing you can't carrying this book textbooks. But tablet is very well. But if you have to option this tablet, you have to manage manage your class. How we can manage your class and how can provide many items, not just tablet, software manage and many items to manage that class. Because these children um, more moving in this class and maybe turn off or turn on this tablet many times. If you don't have any items or any tools to control this, choose option number two, textbooks. That's my opinion.
No, that's interesting. You do bring up a good point. In another article that I read on USA Today, they talked about that there are specialized applications now for classroom use, and so you're right. Students and teachers alike would have to change the way that they teach. Okay, so right now, if in the average classroom, teachers use textbooks in the traditional manner. But if you had access to certain reading applications or writing applications, science or math applications, they might actually be able to do a lot more with the technology in the classroom.
Yes, teacher, this is CIO in our countries here. Told me we have to provide a tablet for our student. I just maybe visit next month. I visit more many country using this tablet for teaching. Then I will maybe apply to our student here. This government take our student tablet is free. Okay.
Yes, to me that sounds very interesting. I really do approve of technology in the classroom as long as it is managed properly. Because the other thing is, if students have access to the internet, there needs to be a way for students to monitor it. There's a lot of good information on the internet, but there's a lot of harmful information on the internet as well. So all of those things would have to be managed. But once they were, then I mean, to me, it seems like it would be a great alternative. All right, guys, this has been an interesting discussion. We have to wrap things up just for the sake of time. But some of the things that I noticed in listening to the way that you're expressing yourselves, your ideas are coming across very well. Some of the things that maybe we could take a look at is to make sure that you have subject-verb agreement in your sentences. Okay, so for example, if you have a singular subject, then you need to have a singular verb. Or vice versa, if you have a plural subject.
Yeah,
Okay,
what I make mistake in when I explain for you this tablet.
right, just in that. Okay, so you, for example, children, okay, that's the plural form of child. Okay, so children should have, or children have tablets in the classroom. Okay, all right, a child, or let's say a student, that is a singular subject, a student has
Yeah.
a tablet in the
Not
classroom.
have.
All right, so you definitely want to double check. If you have a singular subject, look for a singular verb. If you have a plural subject, look for a plural verb. Okay, even just if you focus on just that one thing, that you have subject-verb agreement, you'll see a marked difference in the way that you express your sentences. Okay, now I'm going to make that suggestion for everyone. Okay, just make sure that your subjects and verb agree when you're expressing yourself. All right, guys. Well, unfortunately, we have to end this wonderful discussion that we're having. But I congratulate everyone for being willing to express your opinions and thoughts as you did, both in the chat and using the microphone. Well, please look out for my future classes. Also, if you'd like to take a one-on-one lesson with me, please go ahead and book that on the Verbling website. Have a great evening, everyone. And if you'd like to join me for my next lessons, log out and join me for my next one. Bye-bye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you. Thank you, Carissa.
Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye, everybody.